Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I don't know how many times I can say good morning, but good morning, good morning, good morning. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I had such an epiphany. So it's funny because as I was, where I was going out to dinner with my wife last night, and we went and we don't, like, we never get to go on a date. So when I asked her earlier in the week, I was like, "Do you want to go on a date Friday night? Like, let's go to Longhorns because we're so cool, right? Like, we go to a chain restaurant." But they have really great steak and it's like really well priced. Hey, good morning, Ian. So we get these huge steaks and great appetizers, and she got a margarita. She never drinks. And it came out to like $70. So we're totally cool with that. Hey, good morning, Frida. But as we were driving there, she's like, "So your live today, speaking of yesterday, was so long." She goes, "Aunt, like you used to do 1 hour, 2 hour lives, and you scaled it to 10 minutes because everyone was really receptive to that. Like 10 minutes works." I said, "I know." She goes, "It was like 31 minutes today." I was like, "Well, A, you're a creep, like leave me alone. But secondly, I know." And I was like, "So there is a certain process to this, right?" I was like, "I don't really have anyone to speak to. Like I speak out loud. And in doing so, I kind of am able to bounce ideas off and have real-time ideas. And it's almost like, why do you go to therapy, right? Like you go to therapy just to release some stuff and see what comes up." And Wednesday, when we did the webinar that did not work as we liked it to, we realized that, well, A, we needed to edit it, right? Like there was mechanical, like structural things with it. But secondly, the content itself, at least in our opinion, was really impressive. The data, the presentation was really impressive, the data and everything else. And I was a little taken back. I was like, how is that not speaking to people? Like, and again, because I'm coming from the perspective of like what it means to me. Because again, I'm speaking from my perspective. It's almost like the golden rule: you treat others like you would like to be treated. So if I was getting into an investment, I would want to know certain things. I would want a whole pilot program done. I would want to know all the scalable attributes and how broad-based it was and what were the results, so that I know if I stepped into it, it's literally just putting, financial resources to go ahead and scale it, just gasoline on a fire. That's me. So in true Catholic fashion, I treat others the way I would like to be treated. So I was able to present that data, and to me, I was like, oh my God, wow. And in true life surprises Anthony fashion, where everything Anthony likes is not what everyone else likes, got no feedback, right? Like no new person was even impressed at all. Of course, Frida actually emailed me. She's like, "Hey, listen, how many people like signed up or asked for more information?" I was like, "Zero." She's like, "Well, duh, right? Like, because it was that bad." And she didn't say those words, but I got the point. So then I came out here Thursday, and I was hard pressed. Like I wanted to say something a little bit stronger. I was like, and I said, I'm never going to refer to people as STUPID or whatnot, because that's just wrong. If you start saying people are that, it's a reflection of yourself. You're the one that's not understanding something. And in fact, in which case, anytime you use that word, it really should be applied to yourself, because you're not understanding why it's happening, which by definition, and you're spouting your own beliefs, it's kind of an STUPID thing to do. So just keep that in the back of your head. Anytime you call someone that, it's really you calling yourself that. But more so to the point, I was like, well, this is why those that have really great experience stay really wealthy, and why those that don't have great experience don't stay wealthy. Because there's a certain level of, you need to see it, you need to live through it, you need to be educated through it to know right from wrong, or what's good or not, right? So a lot of people will see a video with pretty girls and fast cars and money flying all over, and it's theatrically produced, and the person's yelling, and it looks great, and he's like, "I've been doing this my whole life, why are you not?" And that really catches people's attention. You know whose attention that doesn't catch? Wealthy people. Wealthy people look at that and go, if you are spending that much resources on glitz and glam that only markets to the least educated person, then what confidence do I have that you're actually running a real business? Right? It's almost to the point that when you see marketing that is so expensive, the first thing you should think to yourself is, why is the marketing so expensive? If this company is doing this much great stuff, and they're researching and they're developing and they're building, why are they using the resources to go ahead and have fancy cars and planes and pretty girls and islands? That doesn't make sense. In fact, and that's what I always thought, right? So when people look at our marketing, they're like, they don't spend any money on marketing. You know why? Because we're spending all the money on building stuff. Like, why would I spend money on marketing? I'm building still. I've taken meetings with different individual investors, and they've come to my office, right? And I've had other people in my office, like our team members, when they stop in and they're working with us. And I remember this one gentleman came in, and I'm always wearing exactly what I'm wearing, right? Like t-shirt, RHINO, blah, blah, blah. And I go to our whiteboard and I'm like, okay, so this is how this works. And I look like a football coach doing a play. And when it was all said and done, the gentleman, increased his investments, whatever, he was happy, and he left. I came back into the office, and my partner, well, not partner, but like one of my team members was like, do you even see what the whiteboard looks like? And I look at it, and it looks like my 16-month son decided to learn how to scribble for the first time. And it wasn't the point of the presentation. I didn't need to be in a suit and tie. I didn't need to have a fancy thing already done. I didn't need any of that stuff, because at the end of the day, I'm me. I know what I'm doing. And I do not need anyone to be impressed to know what we're doing. And that's how wealthy people think. And I'm not saying I'm wealthy, but I've managed enough of their money to know. And I guess through osmosis, I've taken on those traits. So when someone's extra glitz and glam, I'm not interested. Like, why are you spending all the money there? Conversely, when someone is so modest that they don't, and again, I don't mean like walking around with holes in your shoes. That's a different story. But if you're dressed casual and you're not looking to impress someone with a Rolex, do you even see a watch on my hand? Like, I'm just me. That person I take a little bit more seriously, because I look at them and I say, wow, they only care about their work. Like, they literally, like, I bet brushing their teeth in the morning was something they had to remember doing, because they only care about their work. Do you want to see what my lunch is today? It's an egg sandwich in a tinfoil, and it's small because we only had 3 slices of toast, and I gave my wife 2 slices, and I took one and cut it in half. What else do I have over here? You want to see my napkin? So if I have to blow my nose, my chapstick, right? Like, that's what's over here, because all I care about is the work. And to that point, so Thursday when I came out here and I was talking about that, like, it really frustrates me that, we're trying to, we're really presenting something that's quite valuable, but it's unfortunate that people can't identify it as being valuable. And that frustrates us, because then what do? Right? Like, how do you go ahead and say, hey, Mr. Jones, this is valuable. You don't understand it's valuable because you don't know this, this, and this. And then it hit me, like, wait a second. There's a whole education process we're missing here. That person is not STUPID. We are, because we're missing that's a whole education process. So then when I came out here yesterday and it was 31 minutes long, it was as a result of being able to think out loud and have conversation with everyone. I was like, wait a second, we are missing so many steps. We have so much, like, we need to build an educational type funnel system. But not something that's so lame, like, oh my God, take our course over here. That sounds like I want to, like, vomit on myself. And I'm speaking Saturday, right? Like, we can let our hair down a little bit. And that's actually kind of the way I speak at home. I remember we were watching a commercial and someone did something. I was like, I just vomited in my own mouth. And she's like, ha, 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 right? So we're talking Saturday with each other. Anyway, so that's where the idea came from. Like, let's really develop it. And I developed it in real time. So when I got off this call yesterday, and then I took care of my obligations for the day, different emails, different meetings, whatever, I was finally free at 1 o'clock to start working. And what I did from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock was just go into a rabbit hole of research. And what I found was that there are so many components, so many front ends that we're missing, because it's not so much, you want to get married, you want to have children, but you don't go up to the girl or boy and say, hey, listen, I don't know you, let's get married and have children. Now, even though that might be the outcome that you two have together, it would never have been the outcome if that was the first thing you said to them. The first thing you should say to them is like, hi, my name is. But even that is missing the point. You have to peel it back even for 31 minutes, 32 minutes. You have to, and actually Travis is hilarious, because I was on the phone with him the other day and he kept me on the phone longer for 32 minutes and he goes, Well, a-hole, that's because you keep me on the call. So, Travis, love you. And I laughed. I told my wife that, and she's like, yeah, he should have cursed at you. But the point is, it misses the point. Hi, my name is. You're still not there. Where did you meet your wife, right? Where did you meet your husband? Okay. Well, why were you both there? Okay. What attracted you or gave you the confidence to speak to each other, right? So the real story of how people meet is not, oh, I saw her and we got married. No, it's, yeah, I went to this gym and we always kind of bumped into each other, and then they have that meet cute moment, right? Like it was 10 o'clock at night and and she was the only one on the treadmill still, and so was I. And in that moment, we understood what each other's passions were. And that was enough to say, let's grab a coffee because enough of our interests are aligned. Okay, so you're going to get married and have children like 5 years down the road, but how do we go ahead and to build funnel systems that relate to how you would meet someone? So yeah, exactly, Eve. So if a person, and again, so our market is universal. And what I mean by that is who likes to gain worth, right? Like net worth, yes, everyone. Who likes privacy? Yes, everyone. Who likes to protect community? Yes, everyone. So it's not that we're a niche product or a niche platform. In fact, we are the most global platform ever in the history of the world, because that's what we're offering. We're giving stuff away for free, right? And I don't mean to give away free means everyone should take it, but when your goal is that everyone increases their worth and privacy, then that kind of free stuff matters. But where would we have met someone that would like that opportunity? So to go ahead and market to people and say, hey, listen, we have this digital currency. I know you don't like cryptocurrency, but we're different, and look at the charts and trust us. Not a lot of people really like that, right? And again, like we said yesterday, the people that are in RHINO stay with RHINO because they've had the luxury of the 2-3 year worth of education that those in the 10 or 15 seconds don't have. So how do we go ahead and build that? And the way you build it is with trust. And I know that sounds like facetious, but how did you meet the person, right? So the people that would be receptive to our platform, maybe they're lonely, right? Like they want to be part of a community because they're lonely back home. Okay. Or maybe they're interested in digital currencies. So they trade it, they understand it, they're looking for a good one. Maybe they're so fed up with existing media, they want someone who speaks straight from the heart and is not scripted. Maybe, and then you go down the line and you could probably find 10, 20, 30 different things that are characteristics of RHINO that is also a characteristic of someone else, right? Loyalty, genuineness, all the different things. So of those characteristics, how would you go ahead and offer something that highlights that characteristic? Well, that's the question, right? You would have to say, okay, and again, I'm being really, really facetious, but okay, you're lonely, here's a dating platform. Now, of course, we're not offering dating platforms, but you could imagine that if someone is lonely and wants to be part of community, they would be receptive to a dating platform because they want to communicate with others. Now, if that dating platform then offered, and we're having a community event where we're letting this company RHINO speak, and if you'd like to be there, cool. Would that individual then go from point A to point B? And would they go from point B to point C? Well, I don't know, but it does create a bridge that does allow someone to come in that wouldn't naturally come to, say, a digital currency platform and migrate over to it by literally just following their own interest. And then if they didn't go from A to B, do you have a way to say, okay, well, maybe you didn't like this, but maybe you'll like this? And that's what they call a funnel system. But you have to have it so intricate if you're going to take an approach of, say, 30 different front ends. In those 30 front ends, where do you put them? Like, where do you go? Do you go on Facebook groups? And so there's a lot we don't know. There's a lot of research to happen. But what I will tell you, and I bet you I could do a share screen. I bet you I have it up. Let me just see. And as you can see, my background, it's under gold, right? Like gold. And I'm only showing you one thing. So this is all my research from yesterday. But what you'll see is at the bottom, 8,033 words. And the point being, that's all really good stuff. and I'm going to do it again today, and then we're going to synthesize it down to actually equal all the different front ends and all the processes. And I'll leave off with this. So last night when I'm sitting there, the most amazing feeling came over me. Everything we've been doing with RHINO and working our tail off has all been quite successful, but it's plateaued. And what we looked at it was, well, what are we doing wrong? What can we do better? Which is actually the right way to look at it. But our conclusions were, okay, we need to continue just playing the numbers game. Let's go ahead and offer invitation to more and more and create more and more awareness. And that was the incorrect solution. The correct solution is exactly what we're doing, or what I'm speaking about. And what that does, at least in my brain last night, was, oh my God, everything we were doing was always 100% to me. But in reality, we're only 1% of what we should have been doing. There's a whole world of 99% more front ends and funnels and awareness campaigns and platforms and stuff that are going to gain the interest. Because as long as the back end, the final destination, is married with children, and I'm talking about RHINO, where it's you're in your destination is a place of safety and happiness that you're happy to be at. You're empowered, you're protected, your privacy, you're making money, you're free to do as you please, you have opportunity. All of those things are really good. So if that is the outcome, then the A, B, C, and D, you can make whatever you want. Because once you get a chance to meet someone, even if they pick their nose or they stay up late and eat Doritos, the fact that you love them, and the fact that you have children with them, the little things all of a sudden are little, because the bigger thing, the thing that really meant the most, which is why when you're younger, people always say, looks are only skin deep, or, real love is on the inside and stuff. And it's very true, because as you get married to someone, and maybe I'm speaking about my marriage because I've only been married one time, you start realizing the little things really are the little things. And like my wife and I were sitting there, and as we were finishing our dinner, we were like, we can't wait to get home to see our son. And we had an order of French fries to go because he loves French fries. And we came in the house and we're like, oh my God, I hope I get that really big hug. And we gave him the French fries and he was jumping up and down. And throughout, no matter what we did all week, our dinner, everything, the happiest moment was coming home and seeing our son just enjoying French fries. And that's the point. RHINO is seeing your son enjoying the French fries. So let's go ahead and let the little things be the little things. Let's go ahead and welcome as many people as possible, but on their terms. Let's meet them at their gym, at their place, at their this, at their that, and do it the right way. And even if this is not the ultimate solution, this is something that's going to grow us 20 or 30 times, because we're going to have 20 or 30 times at touch points. So just want to share that today, my Saturday conversation. And my wife, being as cool as she is, she's working today too, and she's actually going to take the kids or our son out for a date night. Well, date day, right? Like go to the gymnasium or something. And then our daughter's godmother is coming over to hang out with her. So I looked at my wife, I was like, wait a second. So I could like work all day? She's like, yeah, if you want. I was like, wait, I wasn't expecting to be able to work. I thought I had to be dad today. I thought you were going. She goes, yeah, but my mother wants to babysit. I was like, so I get to actually work all day? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, oh my God, so exciting. So we're that much closer. So absolutely love everyone. Any updates? The email today actually was one of our largest investors. He wrote that email to his colleagues to welcome them. And I thought to myself, I was like, let me share that. That's a really well-written email from someone's real perspective. So I just shared it. You read it, thousands of people read it, and who knows, maybe that welcomes someone in. I don't know. But we're transparent to a fault. Like I'm sending other people's emails, right? RHINO is what, 249, like 85 or something. It is so close to cracking 250, which is like so super cool. I think the members stayed the same. I didn't do any bump up Friday or Thursday yet, so I kind of want to get to that today. See if I could just make everyone aware. Hey, listen, upgrade your plan. This is the new stuff we have. I want to get to it. I might not be able to. I don't know. Maybe I'll take this week off doing that. Next week, I want to do an email with the list your business for a minute, because there are many new people coming on board, and we do want them to know that you could list your business on Rhino Street, but more important, well, not more importantly, but also equally importantly, to update your information. So a lot of the new people that came on, we don't have their name. We kind of cold emailed some people, and their name is update me first name, update me last name. So at least by giving the form, they'll see update me. Okay, I'm going to update it to Mark or whatever. And now all of a sudden Mark is listed, and we actually have his first name so that we could address him properly. So we will do that one day next week as well. Maybe I'll do it on the first of every month kind of thing. All right, that is it. I'm already, oh my God, I cannot help myself from going over. It's like, Travis is gonna kick my butt. Anyway, love you all. I will see you Monday, all right?